Hello, everyone. My name is Daniela, and together with my partner Jennifer, we will present our research poster titled The Lack of Inclusion in Standardized English Tests. This poster summarizes the key points we developed in phase 4, where we analyze how standardized English tests may create barriers for students with diverse needs. Our purpose is to highlight the limitations of this test and purpose more inclusive reflexive, and mindful assessment practices. To guide our work, we formulate the following research question. How do standardized English tests create barriers to participation and learning for students with diverse needs? This question help us examine whether this assessment truly reflects the students' abilities or if they rigid signing excludes many learners. In our introduction section, we explain that standardized English tests in Colombia, such as Saber Pro and for students proficiency objective, objective, sorry. However, their uniform structure does not always consider differences in learning styles. Cognitive profiles, cultural backgrounds, or linguistic diversity. As a result, many students face challenges that go beyond language skills and are related to the design of the test itself. In the main findings during the analysis, we identified four key findings. First, standardized tests follow a homogeneous design. They assume that all students have the same cognitive, economic, linguistic, and social conditions, which is not the case in real classrooms. Second, we found a lack of accommodations. Students with special educational needs or different learning styles have limited support and flexibility during this exam. Third, the lack of contextual relevance is evident. Many tests, tasks, and scenarios do not always reflect students' real context, daily activities, or authentic communicative situations. Um, and finally, we identified an important emotional impact. The rigid structure and the high pressure environment can create increased anxiety, frustration, and feelings of exclusion, which negatively affect performance. In the methodology, we can see to address problem or research uses a qualitative critical approach supported by the principles of universal design for learning. The approach allowed us to identify barriers within standardized test design and explore ways to transform these practices into more inclusive ones. Of course, the use of UDL emphasis, flexibility, multiple ways of demonstrating knowledge and the creation of assessment alternatives that reduce barriers for students with diverse needs. And we gathered qualitative data from academic articles, official documents, and theoretical frameworks related to inclusion and assessment. Uh, okay, in the following part, my partner Jennifer will explain the theoretical background that supports our analysis, as well as our conclusions and recommendations for improving English assessment practices. So, my partner Jennifer,
Okay. Um, Theoretical background.
wait,
Uh,
wait, my screen. Okay, you can follow. Ready?
okay. theoretical background. Our study is based on several authors with money, inclusion, and the fair as men. I call explains that inclusion um, momento. Our, our study is about inclusion on the far as men. It's called says inclusion did finding reviewing words for student Conan says test means be as able for give support outside read strong said test link uh, created real communication in Colombia. The main highlighted communication and thesis and the text in English. Assessment some says alternate as men help students teach critical and reflect critically. All that authors agree as men should adapt to a student, no student add to text. Conclusion, conclusion, dice our study, our study showed that stand English tests are not fair. They ignore student diversity, um, use stats about real tests, you reflect readable multidodal and culturally relevant men. Main recommendation use sport, game, needed sign real communication tasks, use EDL, participate and use all that as men of students to show their abilities in the fair ways. Inclusive memories some many ways for learning, think, thinking and communicating. Y final, la reflexión, um, this course help us think about the role of assignment in English teaching. You learn that ever you are thinking is not only about grade but also about understanding. Students need context and learning. The project help and work as team as lies theoretical, critically, and propose practical solution for inclusive assessment. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, partner, Jennifer. So overall, this course helped us grow academically and professionally, and it reminds us of the importance of promoting fairness, authenticity, and diversity in our future work as an English teacher. And with our final reflection, we end with the quote included in our poster. Education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. WB, yes. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.